mother of God, this year blew! I'd imagine sometime around 2055, my non-existent grandchildren will ask me, can you tell us about what life was like back in 2016? At which point I will get a sudden PTSD-induced anxiety attack and their parents will jump in to inform them, we never talk about that year. But the year sucked not just in terms of current events, and by the way I swear the number of grey hairs on my head has doubled in the last 12 months alone, but the music was mind-numbingly tedious as well. It seemed like every pop producer out there decided to take a year-long experiment on how little effort they can make in creating songs that had anything resembling an actual tune. So what's a more fitting tribute to this terrible, terrible year in music than to pick the 10 worst hit songs of the entire year of 2016? So before we get started, how about we go over some ground rules? The song would have needed to have hit the top 20 somewhere in the world, or have debuted in Billboard's Year-End Hot 100 in 2016. And one last thing, I have not ranked this list, mainly because I don't like making rankings, so I've pretty much just listed them in alphabetical order of the song title. So, how about we get started? So the first song featured on this list is a bunch of pretentious overall rambling about someone's life story that hasn't even happened yet from some potato-faced buffoon, starting off how he was a clueless child at 7 years old, then he started smoking pot at 11, then he grew up to be a young adult who started writing crappy songs, and soon he'll be an old duffer with his own kids, and his crappy songs will have sold millions, and he'll make a fan happy with a crappy letter, and oh dear God, I do not remotely care about anything this song has to say. But aside from the pretentious songwriting, the main reason why I cannot stand this song is his voice, which just goes right through me, and it makes it even worse by the fact that the production and instrumentation of the song is so minimalist, especially in the beginning, that all the focus is on this guy's horrible over singing in the song, and oh, I can't bear it! Oh look, seems like Maroon 5 The Salad Years is still rolling on nice and strong in 2016. So, what are they trying to do to stay relevant this time? Well, trying to hop on to current trends by tapping into the tropical house, well that is. And what they've ended up with is a crappy song with a cheap production that resembles more of a crappy remix of one of those stock iPhone ringtones, complete with a music video parodying Pokemon Go. Oh, look at us, how clever we are trying to make fun of something that won't be relevant in 6 months' time. And not that anyone cares, but the content of the song is basically Adam McDouchebag whining about how he doesn't want to know about what his ex is getting up to these days. Dude, if you're ending up writing a song about your ex, clearly you care a lot more than you're letting on. Not to mention the fact that he pads out the duration of the chorus with a ridiculous amount of repeated syllables that only make you want to throw the radio out of the nearest window. Oh, and to add insult to injury, one version of the song has a Kendrick Lamar guest verse on it. Now, don't get me wrong, I do have a soft spot for some slightly dark electronic music, and I do appreciate some experimentation in that kind of electronic production, but clearly this song is massive proof that some experiments are better off not being released for public consumption. I mean, why the hell did someone think that doing the entire chorus in chopped up vocal fragments was a good idea? Now, this kind of thing has been done before, as evidenced with this song. But you get my point, right? That song was a whole lot better, at least you could dance to it. Now this song's instrumentation is just unnecessarily dark and minimalist with these grating teardrop sound effects that act as musical Chinese water torture. And as for the lyrics that you can actually decipher, it's nothing but faux edgy try-hard drivel about some guy who talks about bodies on the pavement or whatever it goes on about. I don't know, I don't care what the song is actually about. This song is just basically the songwriting equivalent of when teenagers discover Hot Topic for the first time and think they're being hardcore. Meh. You know, everyone complains about the nice guy and how much we hate nice guys. Well, Sometimes I wonder if there's a female equivalent, like a nice girl. Well, this song pretty much answered that question for me in the form of a squawky teenager with a badly produced and badly written diatribe about how guys don't seem to like her despite the fact she's a good girl, and even doing some nice bit of slut-shaming there by complaining at one point about guys who go after girls who get undressed before the second date. Ugh, charming. All set to this scattering, grating beat with this girl sounding like a strangled cat for the whole song. Now, I don't care how young she is in this song, she still sounds like a spoiled brat with these lyrics. And not to mention that there's a line in the song that goes, "Fly as a mother." No, just no. Oh shit, sorry. Yeah, I was supposed to be talking about this song, this really boring, tedious song. Oh god, and people say that my taste in music is depressing. Okay, I need to stay awake, so what's the next song on this list? You know, sometimes it's hard to talk about how much of an offensive abomination a certain song is when you've already had 24 YouTube music critics rake it over the coals, but sometimes all you need to say is that they're alright. Fuck this song. Now, this might just be me and my personal music taste, but I'm usually not a fan of the so-called sex jam genre. I'm not sure if that's an actual genre, I may have just invented it, but anyway, if you're going to make an actual sex jam, could you at least make it sound like something people can realistically get laid to? I mean, what is this lethargic beat? Why the hell is this song 99% percussion? Why does he sound like he's a mix between drunk off his ass and deathly bored in his song? Why does this song have no recognizable melody? I mean, for God's sake, this is as much sexiness as a throbbing migraine. Which, by the way, is coincidentally what this beat gives me whenever I have to listen to this song. So, this guy made a comeback. Now, here's a story for you. I first heard this song on the car radio when my mum drove me home, and I was just stunned at how awful his voice sounded in this song. I mean, he's always had a habit of slurring in songs, but in this particular song, the slurring is so bad it sounds like he's singing with a stolen tongue when it's only on painkillers. And it doesn't sound unique or authentic, it just sounds sloppy, god damn it. And with this song, he's clearly going for the sincere Ed Sheeran-esque singer-songwriter vibe with this. I mean, it's some sappy acoustic love song about how he's asking his beloved to stay with him as they grow old, complete with TMI lyrics about how he holds her hair back while she vomits. Nice! This is just way too soppy and sentimental for me to stomach, with an air that this song believes that it's way more poetic and meaningful than it actually is. As of the making of this video, I am 29 years old. I know all too well about the nice guy. You know, the entitled arsehole who believes he deserves to get laid because he's nice, unlike those other guys who get all the girls. Now, just a disclaimer, I honestly didn't mind this guy's other song Stitches, but this song is an awful whine of a song about how this guy berates his poor unsuspecting girl to leave her current boyfriend for him. Oh, and don't get me started on that bit in the chorus. You know the bit. Better than he can, better than he can, better than he can, better than he can. Oh, and speaking as someone who actually was in an emotionally abusive relationship in the past, don't try to tell me that this song is about an abusive relationship, because it's not. That's just what the video tells you, and the video is not the song. Which mentions nothing about the boyfriend being abusive other than the fact that he's supposedly not right for her, and that this girl should stop wasting time on her wasting crying and get with him instead. which is not douchey in the slightest. No! Oh, and if you're one of those screaming fangirls who gave Mark from Spectrum Pulse grief for his Illuminate review, well, you girls seriously need to sort yourselves out. Oh, kill this song with fire! Seriously, do I need to further elaborate on why this song is so freaking infuriating? It feels like 90% of the song is just the word work repeated ad nauseum until you feel your brain leaking out of your nose. But in case you were also curious to know what the other 10% of the song is about, it's basically a girl telling her boyfriend, don't go to work, just stay at home and bone me instead. Oh god, it reads like some sort of male power fantasy where the guy doesn't have to go to his boring job and the sole purpose of girlfriends is to be a living blow-up doll. Blech. So, there you have it. That's my personal list of the 10 worst hit songs of 2016. If you disagree with me, well, too bad, it's my own list. There's nothing much you can do about that, can you? Right about now, you can probably see on the video a scrolling list of dishonourable mentions of songs that just missed the list. So, thank you very much for listening. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any suggestions of what I could do to improve my videos, that'll be very much welcomed. As long as your criticism is constructive, I would very much like that. If you have any opinions of what your personal worst hit songs of 2016 were, then just hit me in the comments. I would be interested to hear what your opinion is, pretty much. And if you have any suggestions of any new popular songs just coming out that you want me to give a song review of, you can also hit me in the comment section or tweet me or whatever. Just let me know somehow. So that's just about it from me. So until next time, goodbye.